Welcome, dear Thriver, to Thriver TV. If you're new to my channel, I'd love you to like and subscribe, and also please share around this video if you think it can help other people as well as yourself. Okay, so triggers and rumination are a massive thing in narcissistic abuse, and unless you've ever experienced it, you really couldn't even begin to feel or believe what it's like, because it really is like a 10 out of 10 on the Richter scale. How you feel so triggered into despair and reaction and white hot panic or rage or feelings that you just really couldn't even think that you were capable of feeling. Narcissists know exactly where to smash you, the thing to say, the thing to do, the action to take that is going to hurt you and set you off the most. And not surprisingly, with the amount of abuse and the things that have been happening that are just senseless and conscienceless from a narcissist, the rumination is a huge thing. So even when the narcissist isn't around you, and even if you've left a narcissist, the rumination, it's like going over and over the same events and trying to get some sort of closure or some sort of ability to be able to file it away and move on. Yet you think you might have achieved that, you might have researched something, you might have found something that will give you that closure, but yet you go over the same events over and over and over, and you feel like you're going mad. I want to normalize this for you, because please know this is incredibly consistent. We all went through it. So how can you stop it? How can you change it? Those of you who have the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Program, you know that you have a very effective tool to be able to get out of your head and stop connecting to the outside and the narcissist trying to get closure, relief and healing, and actually just sit down, put a module on, breathe, open up your body, focus inwards and follow the instructions to be able to pick up the afflicted traumas and beliefs that have been triggered, that are causing the feelings of despair and anger and rage and helplessness and hopelessness, whatever it is, and the rumination, and be able to load it up and release it and bring in true source, which washes it clean away, which gives you a shift out of who you were being into the shift of your true self, which is not narcissistic abuse, wounds and traumatic beliefs. So you know that that can really help, and it does help, and it's a true solution. However, if you are working with NARP and you haven't got time to get to a module, or you just don't have the space to pull yourself away for half an hour to do it, and if you haven't started NARP yet, how can you instantly get control of the trigger and start to ease the rumination so that you can manage yourself, you stop yourself reacting and handing power away to the narcissist by hooking back in, which is exactly what they want you to do, and you are able to detach and look after yourself. And really, you can only do that if you have a way to stop the trigger sending cortisol and adrenaline through you and activating fight, flee or freeze, because none of them are helpful against a narcissist. What you want is wisdom, solutions, and self-inner empowerment. That's what you want, not fight, flee, or freeze. And also so that you can get away and start healing and get out of the madness and the ridiculous toxic relationship that the narcissist has trapped you in. So how do you do it? So what I love to do as a person who used to be incredibly severely triggered and reactive is, when the trigger hits, and you know, because you get that surge of adrenaline and cortisol, you get that horrible feeling in your body, which is your emotional self being triggered. And the first thing that you can do is, rather than fight back or take any action at all, is to focus on breathing and open up your body and just say to yourself, I bless and accept this feeling, because that puts you in your body in control. Our feelings don't kill us. It's when we separate, when we self-abandon, when we self-reject, when we leave our inner child smashed up and terrorized and traumatized, and we don't turn inwards to ourselves. That's when we don't self-partner, and that's when we don't have inner standing where we can align with what's true for us in this moment that is going to look after us. And that's when we hand power away, and whatever our action will be in the trigger co-colludes with generating more of what we're triggered about. It never works out well for us. So breathe, open up your body and say, I bless and accept this feeling. And then it's very important to not tense up, because as soon as we tense and we start breathing shallowly, we come out of our body, we come in above the chin into our head, which can only think about the trauma within the bandwidth of the trauma. So it's called stinking thinking. We're going to spiral into thinking that's going to generate more of the trauma. So we want to avoid that at all costs. We want to breathe and open up our body. I bless and accept this feeling, and make sure you keep your body open and breathe. And then it's very important to detach, to actually detach. And we might feel like that's surrender, and that's handing over power. But it's actually the exact opposite. You see, with a narcissist, what they want is your attention. They want your loosh. They want your negative energy. They want your trigger, and they want the evidence of it, because that hands them superiority. And it goes like this. I must be alive and superior to affect another person so emotionally. It's like AAA grade narcissistic supply to a narcissist. The thing that hurts them the most and the thing that makes them the most powerless is, you don't exist. You're not my reality. The reason why narcissists will go after you to hit your triggers so much is because they feed off your negative energy. It's literally their food. It's their supply. And that's why they have to incite those triggers so much. And it's also to disarm you, to get you to hand power over, to shift blame on you, to project onto you, to make you out to be the crazy, abusive one with all the problems, to get you to drop your boundaries, to hand over your life force and your soul so that they can control you and abuse you more. So this is why it is so important to take your power back and not hand over that negative energy. So by breathing, opening up your body, I bless and accept this feeling, and then detaching and moving away. Take yourself away. That's the thing that hurts the narcissist the most. It's the thing that disarms them the most. It's the thing that strips their power the most, because your negative energy is the bullets that they are shooting you with. Really get that piece. It's really important to understand that. Now, when you're moving away, you will, once you realize this, and you keep breathing and you learn how to self-partner, you will realize that you're taking your power back. You will realize that those hurt, triggered parts of you that are trying to get love, approval, survival, and security from a narcissist, which they were never there to give you. They're actually there to exploit you and drain you of your life force, your energy, your stuff, and your resources. And when you realize that you're not playing the game anymore and that you are moving away to take care of yourself, you start gathering and building self-love, self-worth, self-value, self-power, self-confidence. And you start healing towards a life where you are no longer hooked into parasitical people who are taking everything away from you. And that actually stops the rumination. The rumination is coming off the trigger and the unhealed traumas within you that keep participating with a narcissist, trying to force them to love you, approve of you, and grant you survival and security. It's by detaching and self-partnering with beautiful self-talk, as you would talk to a child who you adore, which is like, sweetheart, to your inner being, I know that you're triggered, and I want you to know that I am here. I'm never abandoning you again. I love you, and I'm here to help you heal from this and to come home to knowing that together with True Source, we can become whole. We can become healthy, and we can say no to who and what is not healthy, and we can start to make better choices and have boundaries and truths and values that will serve us and create more of what is healthy for us. And sweetheart, we say to our inner being, I'm going to do everything I can to partner with you, to be a healthy parent for you, and to love you back to wholeness. And you might want to make up your self-partnering talk, but what you want to do is keep it loving, keep it supportive. We cannot blame and shame ourselves into health. We cannot give ourselves logical definitions in an adult way. This is an inner child from our childhood and beyond who has been wounded, who hasn't yet grown up to wholeness, who needs our unconditional love and support and dedication to be able to bring us back to wholeness. No one else is coming. This is our job between us and ourselves. And what is so powerful about the NARP journey, the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Program, is it fast tracks all of this process in a quantum way to get it embraced and embodied within you in a really solid way that creates breakthroughs that will thrill you into your life without a narcissist and your life as a true self connected to True Source, without the pain, without the triggers, without the rumination, without getting hooked back in, and without having any attraction or connection to a narcissist. It literally exercises them out of your head, your body, and your being. And it gets you your soul and your true life back and started. So I hope that these little tips have helped. I really want you to start employing them straight away. You're going to see a massive difference and realize why, if you keep hooking back in, how you are just not healing and getting better. And check out the link that I've got in the show notes and go and have a look at NARP and what it can do for you, because it is a true solution to heal from this. All right. Lots of love. Bye-bye.